I don't like to get fixated in ideas. I rather walk in with a little bit of an idea, but to start crafting with the dancers and see what it looks good on them and what feels good to them.
You want to talk a little bit about your experience as a choreographer, being a dancer, and working on your fellow friends and dancers?
It's always a little bit shifting of a relationship with people that I'm always like, like we're dancing together, we're like on even level, and then they start seeing me as in like I have to make some decisions, I have to make a casting, I have to obviously put someone as first group, someone second group. I have to say though that in this company, every dancer has such big desire to dance. Everyone is very, very understanding of us moving from the same level to me being in front of the room, and very, very respectful. And everyone, I think, tries their best to keep the relationship as normal as possible.
It goes the same for us, right?
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
our relationship, you as being as a dancer versus me assisting you to create your work, is a little different. So I don't think our relationship changes. It just becomes a little bit, I felt, more personal because I got to talk to you a little bit more. And in that regard, I also think about, like, we're professionals. We just get into the room and just get to work.
Everyone in the organization has such a clear understanding that the goal is to have a good product. You are working as a ballet master with me in making that good product. When you're teaching class and you're teaching me, you're correcting me because you want a good product.
Right.
And I think at the end of the day is that final goal of creating something as good as possible.
Yeah, no, and for us, it doesn't matter who's creating the work. It's our job to facilitate.
It's a very needed position to have in the studio, because especially when we are making a program with different pieces, like scheduling is really hard to fit in with different choreographers
Right.
as we were like, if this choreographer needs this dancer, if I need this other dancer. So having you being able to clean up and clarify things for dancers while I'm in another studio moving forward with the choreography is really, really helpful.
Do you want to talk about your other pieces as well?
So the first piece I made at Atlanta Ballet was called Teneo Integrum, and it was a performance that we created kind of highlighting the in-house choreographers, because it was during COVID. So a lot of choreographers around the world were not traveling, and Gennady kind of looked at us and was like, who's up for the talents? And I've always, since I was a kid, remembered playing with the idea of choreography, and I was really interested. So I created an Integrum, which is a piece for 6 dancers. I knew from the beginning that I wanted to keep my style as a choreographer more balletic. I just think that as ballet dancers, we work so hard to achieve our ballet technique that it's important also to keep creating pieces where the classical technique remains very important and showcasing the piece. We still can approach classical ballet from different angles and try to make pieces very classical that perhaps are still very different from what we understand as classical ballets. Which brings me to the other piece of Subvertiada. It was a piece for 12 men and 1 woman. Most of the times, a large corps de ballet with female dancers and then 1 principal male dancer.
Right.
I wanted to kind of showcase the opposite of it.
Yeah, I mean, even my experience with Querencia, there were some really good athletic moments there for the principal couple. I mean, even the core was a hard.
I know that a lot of people get casted as principal roles, but because I work with the rest of the dancers, I know what they're capable of.
Right.
They might not always be asked to do steps that are as challenging, but working with them, it's one of the best things that that I can say that is working with my coworkers and making a piece.
It was a great piece. I mean, we had our challenges, but like it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I felt really accomplished.
I mean, you can probably remember this as a dancer. I feel like this as a dancer, like sometimes when things are easy, even if you do them well, it doesn't feel as accomplished. Whereas when you do something well that was
Right.
really hard or really talented,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how I remember everyone after the show.
They have a specific process that you go into your choreography.
I like to get very familiar with the music. I probably listen to this music on repeat, driving back and forward from home to
Right.
work for months until I was like, okay, in this part of the music, it sounds like this duet starts or
Right.
all four men coming here. So once I have the abstractor kind of clear in my head, I start working with the dancers and I start trying to make steps that flow and are musical. I don't like to get fixated in ideas. I rather walk in with a little bit of an idea, but just start crafting with the dancers and see what it looks good on them and what feels good to them.
For Querencia, not the idea choreographically, but the idea what the piece was about came first, and then the music.
No, the music came first. I was searching for music for a long time, and I landed on Anton Arensky's piano trio. So I started kind of getting the idea of, can we make a piece where everyone kind of showcase their idea of what happiness is? And of course, as a choreographer, I put a little bit of what makes me happy.
Does being a choreographer makes you a better dancer?
I separate them very much. If I got paid for it, I would probably do 4 ballet classes a day and
Right.
not dance. Like I love taking class. I've also been a teacher for numerous years now, and so I do enjoy very much the fact that while choreographing, you can coach to your dancers of the piece to do certain things.
How hard it is to go from choreographing 1 hour to dancing the next?
It's pretty tricky. More than anything, because while you're choreographing,
You're not warm.
you're watching a lot.
Right.
And I mean, I like to get up and move and show some steps, but it's not the same as you're dancing for an hour.
Right.
So going from there to the next hour, you having to dance, and we have a 5-minute break in between, as you know, but it's not enough most of the time to get warm for a rehearsal. So I mean, it is tricky, but I'm extremely thankful. I'm always curious. As a ballet master, obviously, when you help a choreographer, you have to have ideas when you look at the piece and you see how it's being created. Besides the fact that you can like it or not, from a personal point of view, how much do you feel like sometimes you would love to pitch in an idea? So like that would be cool, but like
It depends on the choreographer. Like, I mean, with us, I think we had like, you allow me the space to be like, hey, like,
yeah, I like to ask because it's
right.
4 eyes see more than 2, and
No,
like,
and-
what do you think? Like that looks better or the other?
Right. And it's just a feeling that you get, I guess. I think for us was easier because obviously we knew chef from before, and then we had a good rapport. I mean, we got together, we work closer together too as well when you are dancing. So that was kind of easy. But even at that moment, I sort of allow you the space to give me the space to say something. Even though like myself, I'm not a choreographer. Like we all as dancers, we are creative people. We're privy to the vision, but not the way you would feel it or like the way you would see it, right? Like we can just go off of what you say to the dancers and like what you show. I would think and I bet is different. I want you guys to do well, and at the end of the day, that's my goal as a repetitor or even like assisting you, that is to not facilitate your success, but sort of be a small grain of sand in your guys' career to better yourselves as artists first and foremost.
made in Georgia.